Alright, we're going to talk about trapezoids and kites. So, I have a trapezoid here. So we have one set of parallel lines. And we got two angles there, 122 and 42. And we need to find the missing angles, x and y. Well, one of the things about a trapezoid is, if I took this angle down here that is x, and I moved it up here, and I take this angle down here that's 42, and moved it up here, you'll notice that those become supplementary. They're not supplementary along the parallel lines, but if you do those, what would be a transversal, those would be supplementary based on same side interior angles. So we can use that to figure out what those missing angles is. So to find x, I do 180 minus 122. That would be 58. And to get y, I would do 180 minus 42, which would be 138. So that's how you find the missing angles of a trapezoid. Alright, another thing you need to know about trapezoids is the mid-segment. So what I have here is trapezoid ACDF. And BE is the mid-segment of that trapezoid. So, how we find that length? I know that CD is 12 and I know that AF is 41. So to find the mid-segment, I'm going to add the two bases. So I'm going to add the 41 and the 12 and get 53. And then to find the mid-segment, I divide that 53 by 2 because I added two bases. So that's going to go in there 26.5 times. So the mid-segment length would be 26.5 or 26 5/10. Alright, let's talk about kites. So kites are an interesting shape because they're quadrilateral, but they don't have any parallel sides. What you do have are congruent sides. So the top two sides and the bottom two sides are congruent to each other. And what that does, it makes your diagonals there, your bisectors, perpendicular, and they're also bisecting each of those angles. So if we're talking W, X, Y, and Z, angle X is bisected by that line going up and down, and W and Y are bisected by the line going horizontally in that picture. Alright, so since it's bisected, if I'm trying to find the angles 1, 2, and 3, I know that angle 1 has to equal 28 because that other angle equals 28 degrees. And if you remember what I said, the diagonals there are perpendicular, so that means angle 2 has to equal 90 degrees. So to find angle 3, you can add the 90 and the 28 and subtract it from 180. So 90 and 28 would be 118. So it would be 180 minus 118, which would give us 62 degrees. Alright, so now I have another kite, and I'm given the sides here. And one of the definitions of a kite are that the top two sides are congruent and the bottom two sides are congruent. So what I have there is 3x plus 1 and x plus 9 for the bottom, and those are congruent, so they have to equal each other. So I can set them equal to each other. 3x plus 1 equals x plus 9, and then solve for x. Subtract the x from both sides, I get 2x plus 1 equals 9. Subtract the 1 from both sides, I get 2x equals 8. Divide by 2, I get x equals 4. So put that back into the equation. 4 plus 9 is 13. 3 times 4 is 12, plus 1 is 13. And then we can work on the top equations. Well, I got 2 times 4 is 8. 8 minus 2 is 6. So to get that last one, to solve for y, I have to set that equal to 6. So I got y plus 2 equals 6. So I subtract the 2 from both sides, and I get y equals 4. So I solve for x, I solve for y, and I solved for all of my sides.